Hello everyone, welcome to Inspire, a short lecture series in science. In short videos, we discuss various topics in science. Today's discussion will be part 3 of our genetics lecture.
For the agenda, we will quickly review the Mendelian inheritance for a single trait that we covered in the last lecture. We will then look at Punnet's representation or Punnett square for Mendelian inheritance. We will look at dihybrid cross and its inheritance patterns. Finally, based on all these results, we will derive Mendel's laws of inheritance.
Let us go over the experiment once again. We start with the parental generation or the P or F0 generation, which were pure lines and bred through for a particular trait, in this case flower color, purple or white flowers. Crossing of the pure lines generated the first filial generation or the F1 generation, and in that all the plants had purple flowers. Even the reciprocal cross yielded the same result, and this phenotype was considered the dominant phenotype, whereas in the F1 generation self-pollination yielded the second filial generation or the F2 generation. In this generation the white flowers reappear, and this was considered the recessive phenotype, and the F2 plants phenotypic ratio was 3:1. So when the F2 plants were self-pollinated to generate this progeny, they noticed, let's say for example 400 F2 plants were chosen, there would approximately be 100 white flowered plants, and all of this behaved like pure lines, and about 100 purple flowered plants behaved like the parental generation or pure lines. Interestingly, half of the F2 plants, that is about 200 plants, behave like impure lines or similar to the F1 progeny. That is, on subsequent self-pollination, these plants would yield both purple and white flowered plants in the 3:1 ratio. So, Mendel concluded that the F2 generation was actually having a genotypic ratio of 1:2:1. Okay. So to explain his observations, Mendel proposed the following models. First, he proposed that there were alleles. He proposed that there are inheritable factors or hereditary particles, which we now know are genes. These contributed to the phenotypes. Next, he proposed that these alleles exist in pairs. Okay, and these were present twice in each cell. However, the gametes carry only one allele of each gene. That is, gametes are said to be haploid. So let us quickly look at this new term, which is called ploidy. Ploidy is the description of the copy number of genetic information. Most animals have 2 copies of their genetic information in their cells, except sperms and ova. And animals that have 2 copies of their genetic information in their cell are called diploid, and this phenomenon is called diploidy. Sex cells or sperm and ova cells and many bacteria have only 1 copy of their genetic information, and this is called haploid. The cells exhibiting haploidy are also called haploid. Many plants, especially grasses and wheat, contain copies of their genetic information, that is more than 2 copies. They are said to exhibit polyploidy. For example, wheat is commonly hexaploid. So gametes carry only one allele of each gene, and they are considered to be haploid. The members of the gene pairs segregate separately, that is equally, into gametes. This is the concept of equal segregation. The key word equal means that only 50% of the gametes will carry one member of the gene pair and 50% will carry the other one. He also proposed the concept of random fertilization, that is the union of one gamete from each parent to form the zygote or the first cell is random. That is, the gametes combine without regard to which allele is being carried. Now let us see how the Punnett square is represented. Mendelian genetics uses symbols to represent this. It is common practice to use the uppercase letters for dominant alleles. For example, tall plants would be represented as TT, and YY to represent the pairs of alleles for dominant alleles. And similarly, recessive traits would be represented as lowercase alleles, such as this. Okay. Now, what is a Punnett square? A Punnett square is a diagram that is used to graphically represent all the possible genotypes and gametes formed during a genetic cross. And this was introduced by a British geneticist named Reginald Punnett. Okay, so for example, let's take an example of seed color. The dominant seed color is a yellow seed color, and the recessive phenotype is the green phenotype. So the gametes that can come from the dominant ones would be the uppercase Y and uppercase Y, whereas the gametes from the green one would be lowercase y and y. And the crossing of this, the F1 generation would have a genotype as shown in the Punnett square. And since all of them carry one of the uppercase Y gamete, they will all be exhibiting the yellow seed color phenotype in the F1 generation. Now the F2 generation, this would be the gametes for the F2 generation, and crossing of this, we see that the seed color phenotype is 3 yellow and 1 green, which is 3:1 ratio. Now let us look at a dihybrid cross. In this case, we are looking at two traits. One is the seed shape, which is round or wrinkled, and seed color, which is yellow or green. So if you are crossing two pure lines, the parental generation would be a round yellow seed and a wrinkled green seed. The genotype would be as shown here, the uppercase RR and uppercase YY, and lowercase RR and lowercase YY. And the possible gametes would be uppercase R and Y and lowercase r and y. Okay, and the F1 generation would have all dominant phenotypes, that is the round shape and yellow color, and this would be the genotype. Now self-pollinating the F1 generation, these four are the all possible gametes that can be formed from this, and crossing these we can see what will be the phenotype, and we see that 9 of the progeny could have round and yellow, that is the both dominant, and subsequently 3 of them could be green round and 3 wrinkled yellow and 1 of it wrinkled green, giving rise to a phenotype ratio of 9:3:3:1 in a dihybrid cross. So from these we can derive Mendel's laws of inheritance. The law of segregation can be defined as the two members of a gene pair segregate from each other into gametes. So half the gametes carry one member of the pair and the other half of the gametes carry the other member of the pair. The other law that he proposed was law of independent assortment. Different gene pairs assort independently during gamete formation. That is, inheritance of one gene is not affected by the inheritance of any other gene. And the other law of inheritance, which we have already seen, is the law of dominance. That is, hybrids between two alternate forms of a trait resemble one of the parental types, which is the dominant phenotype. With this, we come to the end of Mendelian laws of inheritance. Thank you for listening. Please leave some comment. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to contact us. Thank you very much for listening. Have a good day.
Have a great day, folks.